Hi ladies, Ali here from Clear Skin and Wellbeing. So today I thought I would show you how to get rid of bags under the eyes. Also some hints and tips and a massaging technique. But if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and also please like. So first of all, bags under the eyes, what causes them? Well, alcohol, for instance, can cause bags under the eyes, and also too much salt in your diet can also end up making those bags look even bigger and baggier, if you like. It can also be hereditary and also your diet. So a lot of things do play a part. Another thing would be if you lay in your bed quite flat. Because if you're laying quite flat, all the fluid is then kind of accumulating around the eyes, particularly as we get older. But so what can we do? There are a few things we can do. I'm going to show you a massage technique which you can use on your eyes to help get rid of some of that fluid, but also first some other ideas and hints and tips. Now, one of the obvious ones is cucumber. You want something nice, cold and soothing, and it's a really nice, quick, easy fix. And just placing it just under the eye here would really help. Now, you have to be very careful for under the eye because these parts here are very, very fine, and whatever you put here is going to draw into the eye. But just having some cold cucumber, a cold compress, can really help. Another thing you can do, if you don't have any cucumber to hand, for instance, would be the good old tea bag. Now, this one has been stewing, if you like, in some water, and just placing a bit under your eye again really helps. One, it's cool and soothing, but the tea in the tea bag also contains plenty of antioxidants which will go into the skin and penetrate in and will really help those eye bags as well as your skin and wrinkles. So we've got the cucumber, we've got the tea bags, if you like. So what else can we do? Now, another thing you could do, apart from eliminating salt and alcohol and other things in your diet, or at least reducing them, is to have a pillow which is slightly elevated up. So when you're sleeping at night time, your head is slightly higher. You do have to be very careful with this though, because if you do suffer with neck problems, you don't want to aggravate your neck. And also you want your spine, when you're sleeping, in correct alignment. Because if your spine is not in correct alignment, you're actually causing, it's not going to be completely straight. And then you can end up with backaches, and you want it to be completely kind of straight, if you like. There are special pillows you can buy to help with your neck and your head, which would elevate your head, but also still allowing for your spine to be in the correct position. If you're a side sleeper, that's slightly harder. If you do sleep up with your head going up, that's a lot easier because it's all draining through and your head's elevated. So they're the little techniques you can do, as well as one I have forgotten is using something like a gua sha or a jade roller. Now you can get these which are cold, and one little tip is I've got my gua sha here. You could place it into a fridge, and with that it actually is cold, and so the coldness again under your eyes really helps. If you do have a gua sha and you just want to place it, never do it that way, always go this way. You don't want to be aggravating it, and you just go slightly up in this motion. Now, what I would recommend the most, and I think is really good, quick and easy, and basically let's call it free, is by putting some sort of slip along the eye just below here, some sort of oil. Now you don't need very much, just a little bit, and what I have here again is my trusted rosehip oil. Very cheap, inexpensive, a little goes a long way, and it's so good for many things. So I'm just going to show you here. Now what I would do, I would just take literally a drop. You don't even need all that. Rub it into the fingers, and then just place it onto the eye. Now you don't want to go too high up and you don't want to have too much product. You could use this with a face serum, but I do think rosehip oil is perfect. So what we want to do, because this is all fluid, is we want to sort of extract that slightly by using the lymph and by using our fingers. So first of all, just a few pumps. I always use these fingers here, where your iris is, your eyes to there, and work down. And just use the whole hand, just gently pump it. Just do this a few times. You could use slightly circular motions. I don't like to do too much of a circular motion because I don't want to create wrinkles, but just a little bit is fine. And again, a few pumps. Bit of tapping, just anything to just get that lymph and just start moving it around and releasing it. And start moving across now, because you want to move it from there to over here. So just tapping, gently tapping. Say it's very fine underneath the eye, so you want to be very, very careful. You're moving it across. And I do like to use a very, very light sweeping motion. Now you could use a gauchoir for this. So for instance, I do have my gauchoir here, and you could keep with this direction, moving all that fluid along by the lymph. Now the lymph, which I do have on a previous video, is very close to the skin. So you don't need to work the muscles, you just need to go very gently and just work it across right to the side of your head. And then you can do the other side. And just do that a few times. And then all this system all works with the lymph. It's not just holding, yes, your bags are there, but it's all connected. So I would actually move down under the cheekbones and just give it a slight massage and just move that around a bit. At this point, you may want to swallow. It's just releasing toxins and the lymph. So all of this, not just working this area, but working, dragging it down and across, again to the side of the head. I would do this roughly 8 times on each point. And then lastly, again, if you want to, just very, very lightly, you don't want to be creating any wrinkles, just moving all that fluid, all that lymph across. And then this side. Now when you've done that, just give a little wiggle here, start activating the lymph, all those lymph glands which are down here, because you've moved it, so where's it going to go? You don't want it just staying in the head, you want to move it down into the rest of the body for elimination. So you want to just move it, massage slowly, just very gently, down to these points here. Oh, I want to swallow now, which is what you'll probably find. And then just gently down the neck. You don't want to go down the neck this way, quite far back. You don't want to be dragging the rest of the neck down. There are points also with your lymph a bit further behind the neck, and you could also massage that down on both points, both sides of the neck. If you do one side of the neck, always do the other. Keep it even. And then work that down. And then once you've done that, always do a few pumps on the clavicle. If you just do that and leave it, it might just kind of sit there. You want to then release it. So by just pumping just where the collarbone is, just above it, just a few pumps, just to release all those toxins. So those toxins we've removed from the face, not just the toxins, but also all of that fluid moved across from there. From there, we've moved it across here, we've released it by the lymph, behind the ears, on the neck, we've moved it down to the clavicle, and then we've released. And that will go through the rest of the body, ready for, if you like, elimination, which I kind of love. So I hope that's useful to you. Hopefully you'll get rid of some of those eye bags. As I say, some hints and tips, very quickly, touching briefly. You can use the gua sha, you can use the jade roller, something nice and cold, a compress, cucumber, tea bag, something nice and cold. But yes, you have it cold, but you do want to move it across. So by using just a few pumps and a few tapping motions, very gently, but definitely use a slip, be it a face cream, but I prefer to use a rosehip oil. Just move it across very lightly. You don't need to go hard, because it's very sensitive and it's the skin is very fine there. You don't want to create any crinkles. So wrinkles, if you like, even better. And just very, very gently. But once you've done all of that and it's all moved, you then want to just move it down to the side of the face, to the ears, to the lymph nodes, down to your neck, and then the clavicle, and then release it to the rest of your body, and that should clear it. And also try to have slightly an elevated position when sleeping as well, so it's not just sitting there in the evening. But most importantly is actually to have a good night's sleep. Now, they don't call it beauty sleep for nothing. If you have a good night's sleep, it's going to be so much easier, and you'll find you probably don't have so much bagginess and puffiness. So I hope that was useful for you. Again, please subscribe, please like and please comment. I like to hear what you're saying and some hints and tips, and that's great. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.